Hello everyone. We Catholics are so blessed to have thousands of saints who inspire us. Most of us believe that by having a lot of things we can be happy. But God's logic is quite the opposite. It is in emptying ourselves that we find true happiness. It was proved true by Saint Francis of Assisi, who served the will of God renouncing everything. As young people, we can serve God wherever we are by not getting attached to people, gadgets, situations, events. Instead, by doing the will of God, by fulfilling our responsibilities in the best way possible, thus being modern missionaries in our own ways.
Saint Francis of Assisi was a Catholic friar who gave up a life of wealth to live a life of poverty. He established the Franciscan Order of Friars and the Women's Order of the Poor Ladies. Francis was born in Assisi, Italy in 1182. He grew up leading a privileged life as the son of wealthy cloth merchant. Francis loved to learn and sing songs as a boy. His father wanted him to become a businessman and taught him about the French culture. About the age of 19, Francis went to battle against the nearby town of Perugia. Francis was captured and taken prisoner. He was held prisoner in a dungeon for a year before his father paid the ransom and he was set free. Over the next few years, Francis began to see visions from God that changed his life. The first vision was when he was sick with a high fever. At first he thought that God had called him to fight in the Crusades. However, he had another vision that told him to help the sick. Finally, when praying in a church, Francis heard God tell him to repair my church, which is falling in ruins. Francis gave all his money to the church. His father became very angry with him. Francis then left his father's home and took a vow of poverty. As Francis lived his life of poverty and preached to people about the life of Jesus Christ, people began to follow him. By 1209, he had around 11 followers. He had one basic rule, which was to follow the teachings of our Lord Jesus Christ and to walk in his footsteps. Francis was a devoted follower of the Catholic Church. He and his followers traveled to Rome to get the approval for the religious order from the Pope. At first, the Pope was reluctant. These men were dirty, poor, and smelled bad. However, eventually he understood their woe of poverty and blessed the order. The Franciscan order grew as men joined them and made vows of poverty. When a woman named Clare of Assisi wanted to take similar vows, Francis helped her start the Order of Saint Clare. He also started another order that was for men and women who didn't take vows or leave their jobs, but lived out the principles of the Franciscan order in their daily lives. Francis was known for his love of nature and animals. There are many stories about Saint Francis and his preaching to animals. It is said that one day he was talking to some birds when they began to sing together. Then they flew into sky and formed the sign of a cross. It was also said that Francis could tame wild animals. One story tells of a vicious wolf in the town of Gubbio that was killing people and sheep. The people of the town were frightened and did know what to do. Francis went to the town to confront the wolf. At first, the wolf growled at Francis and prepared to attack him. However, Francis made the sign of the cross and told the wolf not to hurt anyone else. The wolf then became tame and the town was safe. Francis became ill and spent the last few years of his life mostly blind. He died in 1226 while singing Psalm 141. He was declared a saint of the Catholic Church only 2 years after his death.